Let me tell you something, guys. This is the world famous Los Angeles, your Los Angeles Leakers about to join in on the
Hey,
Def Jam
hey,
Live.
hey,
Okay,
hey,
okay,
let's
okay,
go.
okay. Let's talk about this. The infallible Def Jam recordings and the infallible Los Angeles Leakers.
Yo, Noah, you are a fucking natural, baby.
Yo, I appreciate that. Guys, listen, man, let me explain what this whole thing is. You guys know, but the inbox, man, Def Jam recordings, giving back to the fans, right? And giving a taste of what it takes to get back in this game and do what you got to do as a DJ or as a music person, or as a creator, right?
Yeah.
As a lifestyle individual, as a culturalist, which you guys are. I'm just so excited to have you here. And one, I know we're quarantining, but you guys are the leakers and you do this shit together, man. So I appreciate you coming together for us, man, for real.
Of course, bro. It's our pleasure to be here, man. And no better to, be on the IG Live than our Def Jam family and you, Noah.
Dude, I appreciate that.
Of course.
Listen, we're going to hop into it. At some point throughout this conversation, we're going to listen to some new music from unsigned independent artists. We're going to listen to some tracks, answer their questions. As everyone knows, only emails with the music and the questions will be listened to. defjam.theinbox@umusic.com. Again, my name is Noah Shear, EVP Rhythm and Lifestyle Promotion, and I have the world famous Los Angeles Leakers with me today. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. All right. All right. So let's start this thing off because I'm sure everyone wants to know the life of a DJ, right? You guys are Los Angeles Leakers. How are you both doing right now? Like, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I think.
And hold on. Let's introduce you. My bad. I'm hopping right into it.
No, listen. No, these are things that you learn as you go along. You're doing, So,
right.
so I appreciate you catching that.
You guys, all you do is interview people. You know what you're doing. So let's start this off. Who do I got right here to my right with the New York Yankees cap on? Let's go.
Well, just to be clear, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Nip.
Yep.
For
the
those that
marathon.
know,
R.I.P.
The Yankee hat in L.A. is synonymous with certain things. If you know, you know. But yeah. So my name is DJ Sour Milk, half of the L.A. Leakers.
And I'm just incredible, the other half of the LA Leakers. And you know it. Same thing. You could throw if you're in the comment section, you can put the marathon flags up for our brother Nip.
Yep.
Let's
man.
do that. Yes. Talk to me, guys. How are you both doing, man? Because I just want to say Def Jam has been respecting the DJ since '84. We're the only record label that touts that, right? We are the DJ label, and we give a mad fuck about every DJ out there and how you all are doing. So please just let us know.
Man.
Nah, hey, listen, Def Jam. I don't want to play favorites here, but Def Jam obviously is when it comes to hip hop and the hip hop community, Def Jam is like, you know what I'm saying? It's Def Jam is the LA Leakers.
Respect, yes.
If I could talk my shit a little bit, so salute to you, Noah. Salute to the whole Def Jam team, everybody up there, man. We appreciate y'all having us, man.
Of course. I mean, listen. We just want to make sure that when we get back into the swing of things that you guys are okay. And I know that there are a lot of DJs out there that rely on what's going on in the clubs to, support themselves. And you guys have been in a fortunate situation. We're doing this long enough where, you can set up for a situation should something go left. But just making
I think like right now it's just a challenging time because specifically a lot of us, make a big portion of our income in the nightlife business. And with that slowing down or any event period, even people who are DJing weddings or birthday parties, like on all levels, things have come to a halt. So that's been challenging for us and our friends and, DJ family community. It's just been about like trying to weather the storm and educate ourselves on other things that we could do to stay busy and keep health first. That's been very important to us as well. But it's definitely been something that when we thought we seen it all, like we never thought we would see anything like this.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And so in terms of that, like, are you finding yourself with time to like figure out and pivot, right? Other things that will benefit you when you get out here, like things you weren't doing, things that you had thought about doing, you know, trying to stay active? Like, what is the biggest, most important aspect of what you're doing now to continue the movement that is the LA Leakers? And I do want to touch on how you all started. So you could just answer that. Like, what, like, is there something specific that you make sure you have to do to, you know, keep the brand floating, alive, and keep riding with it?
Honestly, I think you just got to stay active, man. Whether that, I feel like the go-to for, you know, most DJs has been Instagram Live, you know, and just doing sets on Instagram Live. Just do things to keep your name familiar, you know, and it doesn't have to be Instagram Live, you know. Like, I still have yet really to do an Instagram Live, but I've just been doing mixtapes. You know, so figure out a way to keep yourself busy and figure out what you got to do to set yourself up to keep rolling once this shit gets back on track. You know what I'm saying? Right.
So with the LA Leakers, right? Because it doesn't happen overnight, and you guys have been a unit, a brotherhood, and we're all a family. But you guys have been a unit for a minute, and the things you have done on the West Coast, and then that is translated across the United States and the globe, is astonishing. It really is. And to think that you guys started this, and you can explain it, it's been over a decade ago that this thing got together. Just tell us real quick how the Leakers became a thing, because I know every artist does not come to LA and think about not hitting the Leakers. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have had the most incredible experiences throughout your career together, and it started how?
Man, I mean, if I miss anything, you could jump in, but basically it started, you know, we both worked at Power 106 here in Los Angeles, and both were kind of like behind the scenes, and we started doing mixtapes, and some friends of ours had a clothing line called Arisu, excuse me, back in the day. And shout out to Franny. I see Franny in the comments.
Yes, sir, Fran.
Bay.
Yo, Fran Bay, what up, man?
So we started, you know, they had asked us to do a mixtape for them for Magic Trade Show in Las Vegas, and we did it, and we were like thinking of a name for the tape. We were like, yo, what should we call the tape, you know? And Justin was actually the one that was like, yo, let's call it LA Leakers, you know? And he was saying like we should name the tape that. And like that name just sounded so special. Like there was something about that name. Like when Justin said it, I was like, damn, that shit sounds crazy, you know? And yeah, we ended up, instead of naming the tape LA Leakers, we named ourselves the LA Leakers, and just, you know, ran with it. And you know, from then on, you know, thanks to people like yourself, you know, who put us in positions, you know, with artists, and just keeping our name in people's ears, really, you know, it just grew to what it is now.
It's incredible because all of us here, right? Like, I've known you two for almost 20 years, right? That's 2 decades worth of shit, right? And when we started and where we are and the grind that we had to put forth to get things cracking, it's been amazing. And so some advice to anybody that is trying to start something or to get something off the ground like you guys did. I'm sure if you focus on putting out energy that you're going to succeed, you know, anyone out there can succeed and do what they need to do if they are focused and driven and hungry, like you guys were, like myself, right? Yeah. I pinch myself every day that I'm able to say that I work for Def Jam Recording. It's a dream job, right? Yeah. I never thought I'd have this job, right? It was presented as an opportunity to me, and it's been the best thing that's ever happened in my life. Oh yeah. And for you guys, you came up with an idea and you saw that it was really catchy and it really stuck, you know, it really took, right? Yeah. And as a result of that, you created an incredible feature with your freestyles, right? And you most recently celebrated your 100th freestyle on the LA Leakers, and I want to say congrats to that. I mean, thank you. Some of these things have been insane, and we've provided a bunch of artists that have done a crazy job for that. But most recently, Royce the 5'9" did his that shit was insane. And if anybody who's watching hasn't watched that, I suggest you do. Yeah. I am all Def Jam all the time. But when you recognize greatness, that Royce shit was ridiculous.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And most recently, of course, too, we had Fab, we had Jadakiss, You know, Dave East always comes through and shows love. You know,
Chains,
Wiley,
man.
Chains, yeah,
Chains
the list goes on.
murked it that one time, man.
Yeah.
Murked it.
Body.
Nah, these are all so special moments to us because we're aware, you know, that this is how artists, this is their art, this is how they make their living. So to come up and essentially donate and partner with us and the radio station and our platform, that means so much to us and never goes unnoticed or taken for granted. And that's why we work so hard to always elevate, you know, the series and make sure that it's, you know, top tier who are involved in it.
Yeah, and so with that being said, like, I'm sure you guys get tossed a ton of opportunities, right? And you have to pick and choose which ones the best. And so we as a label, we're always considering putting these freestyles, if the artist is down, into our marketing plan because of what the reach will be after that, and then what will transpire after that. So you know, I want to like start to bring this towards more of an educational standpoint for people that once were at your position where, I mean, Creddy, let's be honest, right? You were in Palm Springs, you were in Vegas, you were in San Diego, like you were doing other things before the leakers, and you were on a grind for more than a decade trying to get to a position where you could get it here.
Right.
And then you started this thing and it took off, and it's amazing because obviously on your show, The Liftoff on Power 106, you guys have this airplane, and you guys essentially lift off. You really lifted off starting in 2008 with that mixtape to where you are today. And so with that being said, if you're an artist in your hometown, right? Like, what do you suggest to that artist to get on your radar? How does an artist get on your radar? Anyone who's watching out here who's not signed, that is really interested, like, what does that have to be? It's a quarantine thing, and it's obviously also a non-quarantine question because there's two ways to do it.
Right. You want to?
I mean, for me, like the first thing I think I notice is authenticity. You know, being authentic. And another thing is having a real following. You know, it's and you don't have to have a following because the music will speak for itself. But there's people who will like tweet me or something like, "Yo, everybody tweet DJ Sour Milk and tell me he needs to play my shit," and nobody will tweet me. And I'm like, bruh, like you can't get 5 of your closest homies to tweet me, but you expect me to, you know what I'm saying? Like I get hit up all day to listen to shit. Like if you can't get, you know, your brother and your cousin to tweet me,
right,
and big up your music, like what the fuck? What am I wasting? Like, come on, dog. You know, so like I said, one to me is just authenticity, how you carry yourself, and two is just having a real following. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna tweet, everybody tweet DJ Sour Milk and tell him to play my shit. You better have, you know, 30, 50 people tweeting me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
right. So social media is important when it comes to getting your attention from an unsigned artist. Obviously the music's got to be right first and foremost.
Yeah, exactly. First and foremost.
But they need to show some sort of surge from the community that they're really interested in this artist.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be social media. You know, I'm just using that as an example because in 2020, I feel like that's everybody's go-to is to, you know what I'm saying, tweet a DJ or DM him or whatever it is. But really shit comes from the street. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have your shit bubbling in the street, people are going to pay attention. Yeah. That's even more impressive than social media numbers.
Absolutely. So what would be like your favorite story from you know, finding an artist, discovering a song, getting really excited about something early on from when you were going? Because obviously the leakers stand for credibility, right? So coming out early, for example, right? I was playing YG in the beginning with Laugh Now, Cry Later, his most recent release. About a decade ago in 2009, YG came out with Tooted and Booted. You guys happen to parallel with YG, whether you realize it or not, where your trajectory kind of mimicked his trajectory. And now YG is iconic. And I feel like West Coast artists, when they do stand up and become a thing, they become iconic and they become global and they are recognized. And so with that being said, like, what is that moment for you? Maybe it is with YG when you first heard Tooted and Booted, or when you heard beat the P up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whatever, like, is there another moment that stands out to you early on where you were like, this guy's gonna blow?
I feel like there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that, and I don't even want to say that we put on, because at the end of the day,
it's them.
Yeah, these artists have to want it and do it themselves. You know, but I will say there's a lot of artists that we supported very early on, if not first. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about even people like Kendrick, who did like exchanging emails with him when he released his very first EP as Kendrick Lamar, the Kendrick Lamar EP, like exchanging, like not knowing him at all, but just hitting him on email, you know, like getting an email blast from him and hitting him up like, yo, send us the instrumentals. We'll make you some clean versions of these songs so we can play them on the radio.
Yeah.
And you know, playing his record, like us making clean versions of his record. You know, J. Cole, Lights Please. We made the clean version, the first clean version of that got service.
In the bedroom.
Yeah, in the bedroom. Yeah.
Hills.
Wow.
Like
that's legendary shit, bro.
Yeah. So you know, again, I wouldn't say we put them on, because at the end of the day, their music speaks for itself, and they wanted this, you know what I'm saying? Obviously.
And
they can hear those. Go ahead.
They all had something organic happening too in their respected city and the streets. Like they had the pulse. You could start to feel it. We maybe just help enhanced it. But there are specific moments, like, I remember the Lights Please ones. That was my introduction to J. Cole, was Milk telling me, yo, like, Just, have you, I'm checking out maybe like Drake at that time. And Milk's like, you gotta come over here and check out Cole. And like, he really put me on to J. Cole. And the Lights Please record was, I remember him cleaning that in the room, and then to hear it on the radio, you know, 50, 60, 70 times a week is like, damn, like a great moment for us. And then also with YG, one cool thing about YG was that was a tough time for LA hip hop, especially LA hip hop's relationship with the radio, you know, and YG and Mustard and others too, you know, Joe Moses and Kendrick and the RJs of the world. There was others definitely in, Ty Dolla $ign, you know, I don't want to forget anybody, but.
Well, no, but it's funny because people don't realize Ty Dolla $ign produced Tooted and Booted before Mustard was even a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's 2009, like before Ty was anything.
So when that Tooted and Booted moment happens, that helps us as much as we were able to help the song, you know, because there's nothing like going on the radio or going in a club or going to a high school and playing the hottest song in the city and it being from your city, you know? So that was a great moment. So it was like YG, Mustard, Ty, those guys early on, being able to, you know, have some synergy there was huge moment. And also too, like you said, like it's iconic. Those dudes are iconic. Like they have a moment in time in hip hop forever.
Like to that point, right? Like YG comes up with "Fuck Donald Trump," which I think a lot of us probably agree with. And with that being said, like that record has now become more of an iconic statement record. But he made that with the brother, may he rest in peace, the Marathon Continues, Nip, right?
Yeah.
I want to switch just real quick, Milk. Like, how is it that you became Nip's DJ for whenever he would tour? Like, you know, I feel like, because I working with YG, Nip was always around, right? And so he was the most humble and amazing person. And shout out to Steve Carlitz, who everyone knows, who's who you know, super close to Nip, and may he rest in peace. But I'm just curious with you, like, how did that happen? And you know, and what did that mean to you?
Shit, I mean, having a relationship with someone like Nip is man, I can't even really put a word on it. You know, with Nip, it was always, he was just so authentic. You had no choice but to like him. You know what I'm saying? So he was another one of those artists, you know, who early on, you know, we heard about and just you know, hearing his name through the streets, you know, he had everybody talking, and he didn't necessarily have, in my opinion, you know, like a radio sound at the time. So it wasn't even like, oh, you know, this shit is going to be a hit, or, you know, it was just us buying into him as a person, you know, more than anything. So yeah, you know, we just got cool, and yeah, just opportunities presented themselves. I don't know if it might have been his first time in Japan, but yeah, we did like an Asia run. I toured with him, and you know, Fats, rest in peace, with Black Sam. You know, he's always had the same people around him. So it was really just, you know, I guess being in the right place at the right time, and just being open with each other, you know?
Yeah, man. But it's important though, because you absorbed a lot of that energy from him. You know, you were able to get that and see what it was about. And his message was obviously larger. He was destined to do things for the world that you know have now been really, you know, messaged across all platforms. But you are still a part of it, right? And you're able to do that. And we are fortunate at Def Jam to have another artist signed here that we just recently signed, Bina Rideau, who is an offshoot from that camp. And him and Nick were super tight. And, you know, we've been starting to build a buzz on Bino, which is great. So it's more LA breeding LA. And obviously it's more than that, right? But this particular inbox is about West Coast and what you guys have been able to accomplish, and things that you've done in your you know, full and entire career to be able to get to this point. You've assisted those of like Nipsey Hussle and been able to, you know, spread his message. I know you currently now DJ for Tyga, another great situation. Credit, light flex for you. I know when your man Champagne Poppy needs a DJ for Las Vegas. Like, yo, come on, bro. Who's he calling, man? Yo, Milk, who's he calling when Champagne Poppy needs a DJ? Man?
Hey, listen, there's only one person, man.
Yeah,
that Creddy, man.
Yeah.
love, man.
Like, bro, these are, yo, let me ask you a question. In 2008, when you made the Arisu mixtape, did you think you'd be Nipsey's DJ and you'd be DJing for fucking Drake?
Whew.
Honestly, I don't know if either. I mean, speaking for myself, I didn't. I was just rolling with the punches, you know.
Right.
I didn't
Exactly.
know what to expect.
Yeah.
Because to keep it real, I didn't even know that I was gonna DJ for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, yeah. More at that time, especially. But even like growing up, you know, I was just a bedroom DJ. You know, I this is just something that I love to do, so I did it in my bedroom for free, and you know, shit just happened, and I ended up here. You know, so
I feel
that's
like real talk, Milk. I feel like DJing saved your life. Real talk, bro.
Oh
Because
no, yeah.
go ahead. I mean, I don't want to interrupt.
I mean,
but...
yeah, I got in a lot of trouble growing up. You know, especially throughout high school, and then like my first couple years coming out of high school. You know, I was a pretty bad kid, so yeah, DJing for sure. You know, kept me, I guess, semi-focused, at least focused enough to where you know, I stayed out of anything too crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, look, I respect that. And you have an amazing tattoo, which you can show or you don't want to show, but you're from Rialto, which is, yo, go ahead, show them, guys. Wow, yo, look at that.
Y'all
Yo, look at that.
Screenshot that. You see it? You see it.
Let me give you some of this. Hold on.
Hit him. That's right.
yeah.
Never forget where you come from.
Yeah.
Hey, he takes that everywhere around the world, man. So people see that around the world, man.
Yo, and funny story about this tattoo, by the way. I got it done in my homie's living room. His name is Terrace Martin. Some of y'all might know who he is.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Grammy nominated.
With the musical skill set, maybe, you know,
Exactly.
help YG out significantly on My Crazy Life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let me tell you who was in the living room with us when I got this done. It was Terrace Martin, it was Kendrick Lamar, and it was Dom Kennedy and Problem. So
Okay, hold on.
Please
Listen,
hit an air siren.
Listen, hold on. I know. Listen, this is the reverse role. You guys always DJ. I've never had an air siren. I'm doing it for the first time, and I'm gonna do it all fucking time here, guys. But listen to the things that you guys have accomplished in your life. Like, it's remarkable when you go back and look at it. And the first time I met Creddy, I need to tell everybody. I went to San Diego, and I went into the office of a program director. I'm gonna leave that person's name out. And
Okay.
I remember that this program director, and then Creddy, we went to a meal afterwards. I mean, like she would take the CDs that we would get for promo, right? And if she didn't like this particular song, she would go to the microwave and she would put the CD in the right microwave, press whatever many seconds, and that shit would explode. This is the kind of things we were dealing with.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
True story.
Crazy. And like, it really was incredible. And to see that we've gotten out of the end of this is just fantastic.
I want to add two things. Number one, for people who are checking this chat out right now and watching this, you should take away from what Milk said. I mean, he found something that he loves and he does it every day. And because of that, I mean, we're human. There's days that feel like work, but he's living his love. And I'm like, for me, I feel the same way. And I think that that's a great takeaway, is to make sure that you really love this, and that your passion, shines through that. And even from the artist side, because that's the same thing that we're looking for, and that we take notice to, and why we have gravitated towards artists like YG, Nipsey Hussle, Dom Kennedy, Kendrick Lamar. And also, in my experience with meeting you, Noah, energy attracts energy, man. Good energy attracts good energy. And I think that it's important that when you are presenting yourself or introducing yourself or meeting people for the first time, I think it is extremely important that you represent yourself the way that is most comfortable and that you're the most confident and authentic about, because it could turn into 20-year relationships like the three of us have right here.
Yep.
Absolutely. So with that said, right, we do, part of this thing is giving those who don't have a platform to be able to get in a chance for us to check out their music, check out their beats, answer some questions they might have. And we've got a couple, so I'm gonna turn my head real quick. And I do apologize to those if I'm loud, right? I'm an excited, passionate person. And when I get loud, maybe the mic gets hot. I'm serious, it's real. The mic might get super hot. And if that happens, I apologize. And, next time we'll work on modulation. We'll work on some levels and whatnot,
right.
But for right now, this is what we're going to do. So let me just switch to this real quick. And then, Milk, you have the first submission, right?
Yep.
From defjam.theinbox. And my name's Noah Shear, everybody, for those just tuning in. I'm the EVP of Rhythm and Lifestyle Promotion at Def Jam. We have a very incredible team. I can't name everybody, but there are dozens of people that make this shit pop. And LA Leakers.
Daisy's in here. Daisy's in here. I see Nikki's in here. The whole family, man. The team is here.
Fam is here. I think I saw Mike Dean pop through, which is great. We appreciate Mike Dean, the legend in the game.
That's right.
So all right. So the first artist, you want to tell it like it is, Milk, you can set it up, do your DJ thing, like you're on the radio.
Hold up. They gonna think they're gonna get this. We don't know if it's gonna go on the radio.
Oh, we actually don't know it's gonna go on the radio for sure. Let's not. This is just for IG Live, Def Jam. Check out the beat.
And let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah. So the pinned comment. That's where the info is for the
email.
Yeah, the email for the submissions. So hold on.
Yo, shout out to Ike, Sonny D, all these people up in here, man. Shout out to EP, Rossi, Mozzie. Like, these are all our fam. Rodney Sheely, Natina Nimine, who had a birthday yesterday. I got family here.
Birthday.
Yeah, Natina's the bomb, guys. You got to meet her one day if you haven't met her yet. And my wife, my beautiful wife, happy future Mother's Day to every mother out there. It's a beautiful holiday on Sunday, so keep that in mind.
Flowers. To all the Mexicans.
Yes. All right, so let's get into this first one, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the first one, this artist, his name is Two Time, and that's time is spelled with two I's, Two Time. So should we read the question first and then play the song, or should we play the song and then read the question?
There's no rule. It's how you feel, bro. We talk about energy.
I'll play the song first and then we'll read the question.
Love it.
Love it.
All right. So the song is called Hood Cry.
All right. Let's do this.
And Noah.
Yes, sir.
I'll count on you. So just up or down if I need to turn it up or down.
Yeah, if it's too loud, I'll let you know. I got people in the production room over here in separate cities on an iMessage. Let me know if it's loud or not. So let's do this. You tell me.
Beats Productions. of my bros, so they got us in my whole car. I ain't never looking up to know my gold cars. Cause the demons only live while the God die. In the song, we got motherfucking hard times. All of my bros, so they got us in my whole car. I ain't never looking up to know my gold cars. Cause the demons only live while the God die. In the song, we got motherfucking hard times. Ever since a young and I knew that I'd be a star. Niggas, they been hating, they don't know about them stars. Mama calling me, she begging me to mix a lot. I was thankful, mama, can't believe I came this far. See, I was grinding for niggas, they was hating on my girl. I was shining for niggas, they just hate to see me shine. I was never jealous, I sat back and give it time. Thank my mama for this life, cause it's meant for me to shine. All my things going on, can't handle it. All these tears falling down while your candle lit. And ever since your body dropped, I'm screaming, fuck the shit. And it's hard that you gone, can't live with it.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. Bring that down. Yeah.
Looking down, watching over.
All right.
Yeah.
Yo, I gotta say something.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that sound right there, but I fuck with it.
Yeah, I actually really like that shit a lot personally. So his question, once again, the artist name is Two Time. And that's
yeah, I like how that sounded personally. Yeah, I like how that came together. The production is right. It sounded like it was cohesive. It flowed. Melodically was right.
And not only that, but I actually really like the visual. I love visuals like that to where it's simple. You could tell he shot it in his neighborhood wherever he's from, and you know, has a lot of his friends and family around him. Like I just love shit like that, like authentic shit. His question is, what would you say to younger, hotter artists on the rise? Any type of advice, steps for them to make it on the Billboard charts? Now, this is just my opinion. I noticed he said the Billboard charts. I don't know if you necessarily want to cater your sound to
the Billboard charts.
Yeah, to the Billboard charts. I feel like, you know, there's been songs that we never would have thought would have been on the Billboard charts. You know what I'm saying? That ended up hitting #1. So the good and authentic shit is gonna break through, in my opinion. I think he has a great sound.
Yep.
So for me, I would tell him just to stay on that path that he's doing. And I don't mean don't expand on his sound. And, you know, I'm not telling him to stay in that box, but I'm just saying I don't think he should force anything to try to shoot for the Billboard charts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you for a second on that. And let me tell you why. Billboard is a lot of different variations, right? There's so many Billboard charts. So at the end of the day, he's an educated artist, right? He knows about the Billboard charts, which when I was coming up, being 13, 14, 15, and I saw a buddy who was, for whatever reason, this guy was getting Billboard magazines. I went to a summer camp. This guy was getting Billboard magazines, and I was blown away that he was getting Billboard magazines. I was like, what is this? And he was studying the charts. I don't remember his name, but he was studying the charts, and that really inspired me. So even though, you know, it's something to the way I see it with you, like you just said, just make your music, right?
Yeah.
Cover all your bases, check all your boxes. If you happen to have a record that you love, make sure it's up on the DSPs, right? Make sure it's submitted to Shazam. Make sure it's submitted to Mediabase and BDS. Make sure you got all these things covered so you can get tracked.
Yeah.
And then you can start to get that Billboard naturally, organically, not forcing that shit. I'm with you on that.
Right.
And go ahead, Creddy, you know, please, what do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, echoing everything y'all said, I feel the same way. I think that, you know, keeping your sound is, you know, extremely authentic. The cream always rises to the top. Two Times sounded like, from an artist standpoint, he's got, you know, his head on straight. He knows his sound. He knows his production. He's combined the two, and this particular song right here flowed very well. So I would just encourage him and artists to just be themselves and don't necessarily aim for the Billboard chart. Just continue to grow your music so that you're putting yourself in the right position. And like Noah said, make sure that it's properly placed on all stream services and DJs have the right versions. Yo, when y'all send y'all links out.
I'm glad you're talking about this. This goes for everybody.
Right? Like do it right, man. Do it right, because DJs, we when we download your shit, like we could tell how seriously you take it, you know, sometimes based on the title of your MP3, you know what I mean? So go the extra step to show that you're serious about your art on all levels. From
right, like for example, right, if you have a radio edit, right?
Yeah.
then you don't have to worry about it. Like, you need clean edits. And so that's something to think about. You need an intro. So when you're mixing in and out of a record, you need an outro. Like, you could have a version without that, but you do need that. It's nice to give the instrumental out so you guys can play it if you love it as a music bed somewhere. There's so many options that artists just need to follow so they could get exposure and cover themselves.
Definitely. That's a great song and a great question.
Yeah, good job too, Tom. All right, so let's go to the next one real quick, submission number 2. And listen, guys, we're going to do the best we can to get through everything. It's 3:40 right now. We have an hour before we get cut off. If we do get cut off, again, Def Jam Recordings, Instagram Live, the inbox. I'm Noah Shear, EVP Rhythm and Lifestyle Promotion. And you got that world famous Los Angeles Leakers up in the building.
Right.
No.
Yo, let me get this. Hold up. Yeah, this is my thing, yo. I always wanted to hit the horn, man. Always.
Hell yeah, bro.
You're fucking killing it, Noah.
Yeah, I love y'all. Number 2, go ahead. Tell them who it is. And tell the artist first, then play the record, then we'll do the question. I like how that flowed.
Yeah. All right, so the artist name is Section 2, another 2. And the song is called Solar.
There's a star for every moon in my head. I think about it. The light is natural as it hits me, no stress. I talk about it. It's never too far away. I don't know how long I'll stay, but all I know is that I'm here right now. I gotta put it down. I've been as high as the sky, man. But you take me anywhere.
Ooh, he going in.
I don't even need to hear anymore, bro.
Yeah, it's good. Wow.
That shit is crazy. And I'm looking at, like, this shit only has 64 plays.
That's crazy.
Section 2, it's one word. Section, and then 2 is like TOO. Section 2, one word. That's the name of the artist. The song is called Solar. Yo, that shit is incredible. To me.
I want to hear more from
him.
I want to hear more.
Because you know what? It had that. It didn't sound dated. It was a future sound, and it was a vibe for sure. I'm with that.
Yeah, I'm for sure gonna illegally rip that. And save that into my laptop.
But yo, so let's talk about this, right? We're here today where you got unsigned artists that can make music that sounds like that. The first 2 records we played have been actually really good. Back in the day, a decade ago, that couldn't happen. You could try that, but it took a lot more heavy lifting, right? Like, we were able to have more of a structure. Now you've got so many talented people with all this high quality equipment able to do that kind of shit, and they're not signed to a major, right?
Right.
So that gives everyone an opportunity to do their own thing, build their own fan base, and get to a level where then the majors take notice. And it's just such an unbelievable opportunity for new artists these days, better than it's ever been. If I was a new artist, I'd be super elated for the potential that we have to make money, earn, eat. You don't have to have a real massive #1 Hot 100 hit to eat and live as an artist in this day and age.
It's a level playing field these days, man, because everybody could have a studio in their backpack. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, technology is crazy these days. But I think the one negative about it is it's making people lazy. You know, people used to really have to go out and get their shit popping if they wanted their music to work. And nowadays, all they got to do is pull out their phone, tweet somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like they think that's all they have to do, but it's like, nah, motherfucker, get off your ass. Get your music popping, man. If you want your shit to get heard, like don't fucking think you could just send an email out and everything's gonna be all good.
It definitely don't work like that. It definitely don't work like that. Even on your side, Noah, you probably experience that sometimes where you have to educate some newer artists who think that just by getting on the label, the job's done.
No, yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, right? It's actually the opposite. As soon as you get signed to the label, your job has just begun. And everything you did to that point to get that signing is actually the preliminary work. It's like high school. Then you got to go. You got to go to college, right? And like Def Jam being a university of sorts, right? where you become educated and then you go to graduate school and you need to do all that and put in the work. You can't stop until you like, that's when your work begins. And if you rely on the record label only to do your job, and it's not about major, it's all level record labels. If you rely on only the label to do your job, you're failing yourself. You're really hurting yourself. You're fooling yourself.
Right.
You know? But yo, let's read this question that Section 2 has.
Again, his name is Section 2. His question is, how do you feel about TikTok, Triller, and other similar apps as a means of promotion for upcoming artists? Do you feel like some videos could be seen as antics that take away from the music? Well, I feel like, you know, let's just use TikTok as an example. It's not for everybody, you know? I think.
Okay. Normal things transpire. The leakers left. We're going to get them right back, guys. This is no problem. Hold up. Leakers, re-request. Let's do this. It's too much heat coming out of the speakers, guys. It shut them down. Let's go. Hold on. We still in here? Go live with the leakers. Yep, here we go. Add them on.
Oh, easy.
Okay. Yo, there was too much heat coming out of that studio. Fellas.
Yo, I don't know what happened.
Heat.
We just got booted out, bro.
There's like,
yo, man, we're dropping too much knowledge. We're dropping too much knowledge for free. And they were like, yo, you got to cut that shit out. And this shit costs some money, man. You got to have relationships to get this knowledge, man.
This is true.
Let's go.
So no, like I was saying though, you know, I think those platforms are great. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what type of artist you want to be, you know, he was asking if
about the promotion.
Yeah. Like, does it take away from the music? Do some of these videos and antics take away from the music? I think it does if you're looking to be that kind of artist. Let's just, I don't know. Let's use J. Cole as an example. I don't know. That's just the first artist that came to mind. But you know, I can't see him having a TikTok dance.
Right.
Like it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like Drake did the Tootsie Slide record. Like, for one, that's an incredible record. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't.
But like, he did that. That's what he wanted to do. Like, he came out saying, "I'm gonna make a TikTok dance because I know what TikTok is." Exactly. And a lot of times the TikTok thing happens just organically because someone heard a snippet to a record, and then because you have your person that you love to follow doing that dance, and everybody's got to try that dance, and next thing you know, the record's contagious, it's sticky, and it becomes a thing. But to make music just for TikTok, again, I think is the wrong mentality. It's almost like making music for Billboard charts, right? You don't do that.
Yeah.
You make the music and hope it gets plucked out and put on TikTok organically as a real artist.
I was watching an interview with Will Smith the other day, and he said that when he did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that, I forget Carlton's real name, but Carlton told him, like, you got to call yourself Will Smith on the show, right? Because people are, because that was his name, right?
What?
On the first,
his name was Will.
Will, right?
Yeah.
Because this show is going to be so big that people are going to call you Will forever, right? So I thought that was a great thing. It's almost like I call my name is Justin Credible. My real name's Justin, right? Because I wanted to be authentic forever, as you know, in all conversations. So if you do that, you might catch a TikTok wave, and you might be a TikTok artist for the rest of your life if you don't plan that out correctly. So you should be cautious about that, and that's why I think it's not smart to make a TikTok song. If it
right, like for example, right, like Megan Thee Stallion did not make Savage for TikTok, right?
Right.
No. Megan Thee Stallion's been grinding for a moment. She's put out music, and then now she has a moment with Savage, and then what happens, right? She signs to Rock Nation, Beyonce blesses her, and they make the record of the year. In my opinion, that shit is crazy, bro.
Right.
But with that being said, she didn't think TikTok for that. Like, that's just how it transpired. But just another light flex. I don't know if people know this, but Def Jam Recordings is the #1 record label on TikTok. No other record label has more followers. No other record label is handling that business.
Of
And you know what
course.
else? Def Jam Recordings has the #1 Instagram channel across all record labels. Nobody
Talk
has
your
what we
shit.
have from a submission standpoint, from a integration standpoint, from a engagement standpoint. Like that's like
Talk
I
to
need
'em.
everyone to understand that. Like these are important things as we progress ourselves in the future, man. And this is
Yeah.
everything that I'm about. I've been a Def Jam employee for 20 years. And at some point it's a fantasy, and then you are in it and it becomes cultural, and it's not a job anymore, bro. I'm just a part of the fabric of what's going on at this label, and to have all of these accolades still continue to happen, right?
Dope.
Is incredible. I just watched the Beastie Boys documentary, and watching that whole Beastie Boys Def Jam situation was incredible. And what Russell, and you have to watch that, right?
I haven't watched it yet. Real quick, can I flex one more time real quick?
I think it's all about, this is all about all of us, Lexi, because you guys haven't been in an interview together in a decade, and I brought you out of the shadows to be together and risk your health with COVID-19 issues. Let's go, talk, flex. Go ahead. Hold on. Let's flex that shit. Go ahead, flex it. Hold on.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Beastie Boys, I think my proudest moment as a DJ, as you know, being in the music industry, was one time we had a meeting at the radio station. I was out of town, so I wasn't there. The Beastie Boys came in for a meeting, and I was told that when they walked in, they said, "Where's DJ Sour Milk?"
Oh, that's a fact.
No way.
And I never even met the dudes before.
Wow.
Still to this day, I've never met them. So you listen. I mean, it's the Beastie Boys. Come on, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
you owe it to the culture to go watch that documentary tonight. It's not long. It's fun.
No, I've actually been wanting to watch it, and I'm gonna watch it. Watch it.
It's all good, man. It's all good. All right, let's go to submission 3, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, real quick, it's 350, right? So if we go over, which it feels like we're going over because I'm having fun here, and we can go an extra little bit over. So what happens is IG Live will shut us down right at 4, and then we'll just jump right back on. So I'll do the same thing, and I'll find you guys, and I'll pin the comment. I'll hit some air horns, and we'll play some more music if you guys are down.
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 No.
Come on, bro.
Who's telling Noah no? Noah's telling Noah no.
You know what they call me? Never say
Noah.
Noah. Let's go, baby. All right.
Submission number 3.
Number 3.
Yo, hold on, Noah.
Yeah.
Are you free around 7? We want you to co-host the Liftoff show on the radio with us, too.
Oh, come on, bro. Yo, I'm energy all day. This is what we do, man. I'm sure I'm overmodulated because I get hyped as fuck and everyone's mad, man. But you know, this is what we do. You know? This is what we do. Yeah, man. This is how we feel, man. We were destined to do this shit, man. I can't even imagine what else I would be doing.
Facts.
Go ahead. Submission 3.
Submission number 3. The artist's name is Almighty Zay. Almighty Zay.
Okay.
And the song is called Shake Some.
Almighty Zay. Shake something. Let's go.
He must be from the Almighty.
All we in those them niggas do research, game tripping. Then I'm tripping, that's how we work. If it's smoke, then it's smoke, ain't no peace first. If he breathe with that boy till his feet hurt. If he trip, tell his mom by that t-shirt. If he move, get him stripped, they don't see first. Whole gang got go, nigga ain't no rework. Niggas touch talk, I just do it like my flip flop. When we move, niggas run where they jet socks. They going broke, and look well, boy, I been flown. I'm never outside, if they been stop. He says, hey, what, yeah, I guess he's stupid. Why he stay cupping her, guess he cupid. Niggas saw first, but he missed, guess he blew it. With that gun that he had, I'll be through it. Why she blowing on my phone like I say something? Baby girl in my song, she gon' say something. If I saw a couple bands, but she break something. If I get her to the crib, then she take something. Why she blowing on my phone like I say something? Baby girl in my song, she gon' say something. If I saw a couple bands, but she break something. If I get her to the crib, then she take something. All right.
Yeah, you know what I heard right away? I heard Bay Area. I heard KMEL. I heard Vaughn Johnson. I heard all the crew over there. Shay Dean, Lex Jones. Yeah, like that's Bay Area, right? That felt that.
It felt a little LA.
It's to me a lot of the new generation of Bay and LA sounds similar. You know. So I don't know if it sound to me, if I had to guess, he's from the West Coast, probably LA. I like that. See, I feel like a lot of LA records, I don't know what it is, man. They don't translate as well. Like when they sound this LA, they don't translate as well, across the rest of the country. There's certain records that break through, but a lot of these LA sounded records, they don't translate as well. I like this record though. I feel like this is something that would definitely be able to work like in clubs out here.
Well, let me tell you something, right? Because Zay's question is what's the process of getting your music on the radio, right? And when I was originally at Washington D.C. rep, and I remember being on a conference call, and we had Dub C signed to Def Jam, right?
Ooh,
and
okay.
yeah, and I remember Dub C coming back at Power 106 with Top 5 call out, and I'm in D.C. at the time, right? And the biggest station in D.C. was WPGC. And for those that don't know, again, I'm gonna reintroduce myself. I'm Noah Shear. I do radio, EVP Rhythm and Lifestyle Promotion. We got the Los Angeles Leakers here. And what we do with radio to get the process right, like we go to stations across the United States and we set up the music and whatever. So I couldn't understand that if you had Top 5 research at Power 106 in LA on Dub C, how I could not get that record in rotation in DC. And guess what? I never got it played.
Right.
And Thea Mitchum, she is the most amazing human being out there. So Thea, if you're watching, appreciate you for all you've done for me and for everything in radio and the urban community and even the pop community and everybody. But she wouldn't get that record on the radio, and I didn't understand it. And you talking about records crossing, working YG for a decade has been a struggle to get it across, as they say, the Mississippi, right? Like YG sounding records, which is what Zay kind of gave us in a small little glimpse, doesn't get played in Atlanta. That shit won't get played in New York.
It won't. Right.
Yeah,
right.
and there'll be certain there's like a handful of records that may break through. Like I see, and I don't even know the number specifically, but if I had to guess, I would say Big Bank did okay across the country.
Oh, it did. No, it was #1 record for us at Rhythm. It was top 5 at Urban. Like it made a lot of money. It streamed. It Shazam. It did its thing.
Yeah, but
now it's a record people go back to. But you're right. The sound made people hesitate.
Yeah,
right.
in different regions.
Yeah, man, and someone speaking on YG, to us out here, especially on the West Coast, LA specifically, he's, I remember standing like side stage at one of his shows one time, and and this was just funny as fuck to me. But I was with Tyga, and Tyga looked at me, and he was like, we were just watching the crowd, and he was like, "Yo," he's like, "This motherfucker is really like Elvis." Like to a certain like demographic,
right?
He's fucking Elvis, bro. Like,
so to your point, right? I just want to be honest about this because I would like to help use this platform to break down the barriers of a Mississippi, like crossing, like YG and from Seattle down to San Diego over to Vegas and below, Texas even a little bit and up, owns that shit, right?
Yeah,
might as well
bro.
be like Elvis, right? Pulling 10,000 people at a show a night,
Right?
But then when he goes to New York, different situation. Atlanta, different situation. Even though he lived in Atlanta for a while, he was with Jeezy, CTE. He crafted a sound. That's how My Hitter came about. That's how Who You Love came about. But it's incredible to me, and I'm still perplexed to this day that like there's a barrier because I'm from the DC area, but I love YG. So if I can do that and cross over, everybody should be able to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so it's perplexing to me that sometimes it doesn't happen like that.
Right. So this particular song, it does sound a little what we would call, I guess, regional, right?
Yep.
But I wouldn't discourage, what was it, Zay?
Yeah, Almighty Zay.
Yeah, Almighty Zay. I encourage him to continue to make his sound and represent his city and build his fan base so that other states and other cities have no choice. There's been times where I see a record going crazy when my homies in New York are playing it, and it brings attention to me. You know what I mean? So I definitely wouldn't encourage him to try to make a more worldwide sound.
No, just do him.
Just do him.
And then let something transpire where one of his doing him moments becomes
it has to be natural, man.
Yeah.
It has to be natural. You can't force that type of shit. So
we got 3 minutes. So let's just answer the question about getting on radio, and then we'll cut off. Come back. All right.
Okay. So his question is, what's the process of getting your music on the radio? Presentation, in my opinion. Like I know we touched on having like an organic following. Obviously, the music has to be right, but having an organic following helps. People, basically the radio's job is to play what the masses want to hear. So if the masses are requesting this, then we got to play it. You know what I'm saying? So having
And then also to that point, right? Like people like me, like promo, back in the day, there was no digital, right? So it was all radio. So you needed promotion people to like really build relationships with program directors and DJs such as yourself and build true, authentic relationships to be able to just communicate about music and show us, you know, and trusting people and passion and really just being contagious in terms of belief in someone or something, right? And so there's a ton of people, I've named a lot of them on this call. There's a ton of people out there grinding to help get your record on the radio when you are signed to a major and even when you're unsigned. And a lot of that has to do with talking to the right people, being around the right people. Go to the clubs that Milk is at. Yo, you know what I used to do, man? And I know we have 2 minutes. I used to go to the club in DC when I was regional, and every time I walked in, I would buy the DJ a beer or whatever drink they wanted. I would walk right in and just hand it right to them. And I say, yo, and that was it. And then if I needed a record play, they'd do that. So you got to finesse.
Yo, hold on real quick. We'll go.
Let's shut it down.
Deeper. Yeah, we'll dig deeper into this question, but we're about to hit an hour, so maybe and make sure, Noah, make sure you save it because I want to read these comments later. So make sure you like pin this.
I'm gonna post it to the story, and then we're gonna do it, and it's being recorded from the Def Jam headquarters. So
okay, yeah. So if you guys,
we're gonna shut down right now and come
if
back.
you're watching, we're gonna shut down real quick. We'll be back in like less than 60 seconds. So make sure you tap that Def Jam IG live to tap back in.
We're coming right back.
Yeah.
All right.
We back?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We back. LA Leakers, Def Jam Recordings, IG Live, The Inbox. I'm Noah Shear, EVP of Rhythm and Lifestyle Promotion. We got the Los Angeles Leakers, world-renowned DJ crew all over the world, setting trends, making people fucking pop off.
Yo, listen, I'm not gonna lie, Noah. The first time around when we first tapped in, it sounded like you were a little nervous.
He's better now.
You're comfortable now, bro.
Yeah, Noah's in his bag.
Listen,
Noah is in his bag.
Yo, I felt like Tyson in the locker room prior to a match. I don't know what that. I only know what that feels like from high school because I used to wrestle in high school. But like, I was feeling that like I wanted to come out there and just knock out Spinks in a minute. Like that's what it was.
Okay. So
you know?
you were. It was just excited. You were just excited.
Yes. 100%.
I fuck with it. So
100%. So go ahead about the radio. Let's do that.
Yeah. We stopped with Almighty Zay. His question was, what's the process of getting your music on the radio? I know you were saying like, jump out, go to the clubs, do all that type of shit. And let me say, there's one person that I specifically remember.
I know
an
this.
artist. You already know what I'm gonna say.
And he's 100% right.
Who had the best approach? Cause your approach, man, that's everything, bro. If you don't approach DJs right, bro,
you turn them off. You gotta carry yourself properly.
Exactly. It's gonna go all bad. And one person who would come to our parties for years, and he would just come, show up, give us his CDs, was OT Genesis. And,
yes, sir.
And this is back in the day. This is before he was even OT. He was just Genesis at the time. And his approach was always so good, man. Like he didn't come off aggressive. He wasn't on some like fuck radio, fuck DJs. Y'all don't play my shit. Yeah, it was never that. And it took a while for us to finally start playing his music. And I would say it took over a year. You know what I'm saying? But that goes to my point, right? Like you can't just wake up one day and you guys are where you are as LA Leakers, all these accomplishments. It's almost like you got to stay at it, chip away at the task and the goal, right? Stay positive as fuck, right? Exactly. And that's what it was with him. He was always happy. His approach never changed. It never went to like, yo, how come y'all don't fuck with my shit? You know what I'm saying? It was never one of those. It was just always like, yo, listen to this one, mate. This might be it. This might be the one. Like let me know what you think. And his approach was always good, man. So big up OT Genesis. It's beautiful to see where he's at now. But yeah, he used to come to Bubblegum. Bubblegum. He used to come to Bubblegum.
Oh yeah.
When we used to throw that shit over 10 years ago.
Yeah,
he would come and bring and give us his CDs all the time.
And listen, if those who don't know what Bubblegum was, man, what a thing. Like you got a lot of people out there grinding, right? Trying to establish themselves. And then you just made a moment where everybody from all walks of life, competitors, friends, foes, could come together and rejoice on one night and just create legendary moments. And you guys brought that back, Bubblegum, last year.
Yeah, we brought it back for a one-off for the 10-year anniversary because we just felt like that was such a pivotal time for us. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that was just something we really just did for the love of the music. You know, we obviously when we DJ clubs, you know, we don't we have to cater to the people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we have to cater to managers of the clubs or, you know, owners or whatever. So this was our escape from that. You know, we're like, we want to do a party where we could play whatever the fuck we want. We could play, you know, shit that we grew up on, you know?
And no one would like look at you crazy.
Exactly. Ain't nobody gonna say shit.
I DJ'd, bro, when I was in college. I'll be honest. I'm just gonna be honest, right? And I DJ'd at a club where I had to play like rock shit, like Grateful Dead and like Led Zeppelin and like Lenny Kravitz and shit, Hootie and the Blowfish. And I didn't have a mixer, bro. So I was like playing CDs and blending shit. And people would come up to me, bro, and they'd be like, "Yo, can you play anything better?" And that shit kill me, bro. That's why I'm not a DJ. I can't take it.
That hurts, bro. And real quick, to touch on Bubblegum real quick, we had a lot of people that would come perform there. A little history lesson. Bubblegum, our party, we used to the bar that we used to do it at, I think the capacity was like 100 people or something. It was really small. It actually doesn't even exist anymore. But that party is where Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole met for the first time.
Come on.
You know?
Yo, come on.
A little bit of history.
No, these are moments, guys, that people don't understand that have transpired that now make our hip hop game globally what it is because of events from a passionate level. You guys had an idea to be the leakers and then create Bubblegum and just follow that energy and just keep it going. And it's just really admirable. And I'm very happy and I'm blessed to be able to call you brothers and friends and family, but to be able to like get you guys on here together during this quarantine to get everyone, together to hear this. It's really just incredible, and I appreciate it, and I salute you all. We have 3 more submissions that we should get to on this situation here, and submission number 4, my friend Sour Milk, if you don't mind.
Submission number 4. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. I think it's Lavale.
Okay.
Lavail. Or it could be Laval. I don't know.
Yeah, I like Vail. Vail's a ski mountain in Colorado. Shout out to Colorado. Social distance Colorado. I hear you're loosening it up. Do not get too crazy.
So,
Facts.
So this is Lavale. The song is called Mighty Stars.
Evident weapon and spitting sport like a specialist. Funky brother, the best to get hype. We hoping the section get glorified when we step in the dot. Young KJ in his prime, pouring less in a lot. A fully pessimistic thought, get put away from the squad. It's safe to say that I'm preaching out, reaching out to my God. It's all love from the birds to the burping baby. Shala, ski, I blow, I play. And I ain't talked to nobody in a minute. I ain't get it. It was get it how I live it, and my living situation was diminished. Called God like, man, why I'm tripping when I'm tripping. And I ain't even tripping. Pillow talk with girls, they like, I ain't even Christian. Trying to get a world to whoever hold my feelings, that's a given, but I get it. She be trying to take her time with the timid little rhyming young brother from Brazil. And I keep it real. Mighty stars, mighty know.
All right, we good? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
He showed a lot of different styles in that first 45 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because at first I was like, I don't know. And then any artist that makes me think that much in 45 seconds, I kind of fuck with, like, that he has the balls to be that different right out the gate on a first listen. So he does have a special sound.
Yeah, but you know what I didn't hear? I didn't hear drums in that thing. And I'm not saying you need drums all the time because there's plenty of records that don't have drums.
Right.
I was waiting on the drums to kick in, right? Down 2, right? But you're talking Kanye. Like, Kanye didn't come out without drums. Like, his first record wasn't, hey, yo, I'm going to fuck him up and not put drums on.
It's a great record. Trust me,
it's a great, but still, you know, it's tough when you don't have drums, man.
Yeah. So Lavale, I think is his name, Lavale. I agree with Justin. Actually, like the first couple seconds, I was like, I don't know where this is going, and then I feel like he was off a little bit.
Yeah.
But then he came back. I think my critique, if I want to critique this a little bit, it sounds very rough. we spoke earlier. Presentation is important. Don't send people unfinished records. And this record doesn't sound like mixed right.
Right.
But
It could be enhanced and be turned into something. And that's another
Yeah.
thing, right? Like
yeah,
definitely, like the beautiful thing about being at a record label, and especially now in my current position, we'll get records early, right? And we can play them for people. And just to go back to YG for a second, when I first got Big Bank, just to go back to LaVale's situation where he might have sent us a rough that's not quite finished and he needs some feedback. But it was only Chains on it. And then we got Steve Carlos again, got Big Sean on it, and then out of nowhere, Nicki Minaj popped on it. And as soon as Nicki got on that record, it changed the energy overall, the whole project. But I had the record with Chains only for like 3 or 4 months before. And I played it for people, and we got feedback, and then it evolved into something else. That's just another thing for artists out there that are thinking about. They made a record, it's done. Like, yo, Big Sean, as you all know, he posted, he's got an album. He's been in the studio for a long time, crafting and being meticulous with his sound and adding things to it to make it the best that it is. So, you know, putting your music out doesn't mean it's always necessarily finished. And how many times has Kanye West sent out a record, and then all of a sudden when it's on the radio, he sent a new version because he didn't like the way it sounded?
Oh, bro, I feel the whole 808s and Heartbreak album, I have 2 versions of that album. Like I have a first mix and then I have a second mix.
Right.
Like
but the first mix you had that you played, and then you had the second mix out.
Yeah.
Like, so the rules, like Kanye was pretty much the first guy, in my opinion, that I saw that was like, rules? Fucking rules. Dude, we're going to make the record great. We're going to make the project amazing.
Yeah.
So LaVale's question, guys, as an artist and producer, what are the things to be careful of when establishing your spot in the industry? And you guys are producers because you've made multiple records, which I don't know if we've touched on yet. That's something you guys have done. So speak on it. What is things to be careful of when establishing your spot in the industry?
I think I'm trying to choose my words carefully, because I don't want to say you got to walk on eggshells, but you have to be cautious of how you talk to people and how you treat people. Because I mean, but this isn't just for the industry. This is for life in general, man. You don't know who is who.
Right.
You know, there's been times when, you know, I've seen people try to play somebody and it ends up being somebody that they need in the long run, and it doesn't end well, you know? So, and you got to be open as far as being an artist or producer. You got to be open to criticism.
That's important.
Yeah. Cause not everybody is going to vibe with your shit. And at the same time, take that shit with a grain of salt, man. Cause just because somebody says, I don't know, fucking, oh, you know, this song is whack, it's not gonna work. I've been wrong about music before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. Can I tell you guys, like, when you love a song, you come out of the studio or you hear something you love, and then there's somebody out there that completely feels differently, right?
Yeah.
And you can't understand it, or it is most important to be calm and just realize that music is subjective. They're not necessarily right. And it might not be a situation where you need to blow up over it. You know what I mean? Just be calm and know that, like, you got to feel in your gut that what you're doing feels right. It has to feel right. So be careful of missing. And I'm gonna stand up because you see this right here, guys. I get this feeling on shit, and I'm serious, bro. I don't know if everybody's feeling is different, and I'm giving out my secrets, but it's like my superpower, and I feel shit. As an artist, don't neglect that feeling. Be careful of not neglecting your feeling. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
it's a good line. That's great, bro. great moment right there. That's real talk.
That's real shit, man. You gotta listen. If it's something that you're truly passionate about and you believe in, fuck what everybody else says. Prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And take pointers, you know, adjust, like be open to it.
Yeah, of course. I'm not, and again, I'm not saying, like, don't listen to people's criticism. Like, nah, you know, you can still listen to criticism, but if listen, you guys ain't gonna always agree on everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might look at something different than everybody else.
There you go. So, all right, submission number 5. Have at it.
So this is, damn, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Igir Woody or Igir Woody.
Yeah, Igir Woody.
IGIR Woody, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gear Woody.
And the name of the song is Hasta Luego, which means like see you later in Spanish, basically.
Yes.
Amigo Marigo. Hello, amigo. I tell him I spell luego. Niggas gon' pop up when I say so. I got a nigga and he rolling in the Jeep with the creeper. Pull it out and let the kitchen eat for sleeping when we cook. You pussy nigga better fall back. I lost it all and got it all back. I tell him I style away, go, oh, oh. I tell him I style away, go, oh, oh. I tell a nigga goodbye tonight, tell him to ride tonight. Put it at the top of it, my niggas gon' slide tonight. Catch you with the can, now my niggas colliding right. You know my niggas, they sliming right. I been on that road shit, yeah, yeah. Bitch nigga better hold this stick, yeah, yeah. Pussy nigga better hope it ain't smoking. Tell a nigga roll it, token. I been on that sign by the shit, brother died by the bitch, so you know I can't trust nothing. I been on that rap by the shit, putting knives out of shit, nigga play me and I'ma cut something. Now tell me, baby, can you feel that? I fucked around and bought the real bit. I fucked around and missed the hurt with the pain and the rest. Told me they'll never feel it. I tell them I style away, go.
Yo, God, I like that record, man.
Yeah,
That
that's
record
really
feels ready to
Hasta
go.
luego.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's
I
fire.
fuck with that record.
Wow, man. All right, Woody.
Yeah, I mean,
we
shit,
should call him
I
Woody.
don't really know what to say other than I fuck with it. I like it.
Like that record,
you know,
like for example, right? If I had that record and I came up to you guys in the mixer meeting, because I need everyone to understand this. There is a mixer meeting, not at just Power 106, but at every radio station, right? Hot 97 has them, Power 105 has them, all the big time hip hop radio stations have them, right? Now, it's just similar maybe to other meetings people have, but Mix Show is a incredible situation that we have as a luxury to really get music popping, right? Shout out to all the DJs out there. We appreciate you. And I want to say that these mixer meetings, right? Because I've had to walk into these mixer meetings at Power 106 for 15 years, right?
Yo, real quick. How do Power 106 mixer meetings compare to mixer meetings at other radio stations?
They're unique, one of a kind, never duplicated. Like,
well, because this guy's in the Power 106 one, so
and
it's unmatched.
And like, there's no rules, so you go in and you might literally leave with a black eye. And I'm not saying a physical black eye, like you're not hitting me with a punch, but you hit me with a verbal, witty punch, and I'm not. So unless you know that going in, nobody told me. So I walked in first time. And I was like, "Oh, it's time to step back. I gotta step up, guys. This is a tough meeting." But you know what? Like that record could come in the meeting, and everybody would bop their head. In my opinion,
Yeah,
feels like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the sound quality sounds mixed, mastered well, really well put together.
Yeah, I'm with that record.
His question is, what is the value of radio in today's age of streaming?
Damn, that's a good question.
Love that question.
Let me say this. I always tell people this, man. You can make a living without radio play, right? But in my opinion, TV and radio is what makes superstars. There's artists, you could be the number one, fucking streaming artist, whatever. If you're not getting radio play, you're not a super, you're not a fucking superstar, man. Like, if you really think about the superstars.
Yep. So can I explain something to you that we always say, because, I've been submerged in this radio thing for a while. And I know DSPs, we call them DSPs, so everyone doesn't know that. Digital service provider, right? So the digital music, Spotify, Pandora,
is that what
Apple.
I always thought it was digital streaming platform or something.
Or it could be that. It could be digital streaming provider, but like the S has two meanings for sure. It's a digital streaming or digital service provider. It's providing you a digital service for the music you need to hear, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So when an artist only lives in streaming and has a moderate hit or so on and so forth with no radio airplay, they can live in the clubs. And like you said, they can eat. Eating is important. So you can get your crib, you can make sure your mom's cool and your family's straight. But you want to go to arenas. The only way to go to arenas is to congregate a strategy for radio. Yeah. And that's how it goes. Logic, for example, right? Logic was doing clubs. He hit with the radio. He's doing Hollywood Bowl. He's doing
Saturday Night Live.
SNL. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a connection thing. So radio is important, to answer Woody's question, in the age of streaming, as a component that adds to your overall profile expands your reach. Like, let's be honest, man. Total radio audience, if you have multiple formats, it gets to over 150 million people. That's a lot of people. And
Well,
there's not. Go
and
ahead.
what about in like just in LA, right? Like a Logic record was played on multiple radio stations, right? Like hit record for Power 106. But what do you guys see happening when those dots align? Like when it's 3 radio stations in a market as big as LA, New York, or Chicago?
And you don't have to say the radio stations because they suck.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about any specific radio
Yeah,
stations.
hold on.
We're
No,
not.
we love everybody. Harmonious, positivity.
No,
Come
listen.
on.
No.
Listen. We know you love everybody. We don't love everybody. So fuck those other radio stations. In our eyes, they're not important. You know,
Okay, listen, you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm gonna respect it. We agree to disagree. But that's on you, and I love you. So let's do this.
No, and listen, it's love right back. But
Right.
I got love.
Yeah,
Talk to me normal.
Talk to me normal. Listen, we got love. We got love.
Yeah.
No,
So to answer that question, right?
Yeah.
So man, when things are connecting for an artist and all the stations are on it, we see our streams go up. We see our Shazams go up. We see the radio airplay go up. We see the audience go up. We see the consumption go up. We see the revenue streams go up. All that stuff goes up when everybody aligns. We said it, you can have a hit. Arizona's Zavas had a hit without radio, and then radio made it massive. Now for him, if Corona didn't hit, he could have toured, could have started his thing. So that kind of derailed a lot of people. But that's what you would do, right? You would get a hit on the radio, then you would start to tour and use the radio and the regionality of your song to expand in each market. You go into a market once, you're doing 1,000 people, 500 people. You go in twice, you double that. Going a third time, you add 25% to that. Going a fourth time, so on and so forth, right? I've witnessed it happen with the power of radio. You know, morning shows, for example, right? You guys have Nick Cannon on the radio. Across the street, they got Big Boy prior to that. He was on Power 106. But you have big personalities to help expand that across the city. You know what I mean? Help you. And then promotional aspects. To be honest, radio's free, right? Like you don't need anything. It just comes in your car or comes, and then you guys now have multiple platforms. It's not what it is for digital, but it's curated. Like, I got to be honest, like, it's nice when something's curated for you, man. Isn't it nice when you walk in and dinner's prepared?
Exactly.
You don't want to make dinner.
Listen, not only that, but from an artist's point of view, having your song. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Having your song being played on the radio, and you hearing it is much different than streaming your song. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, no, think about it. How many times did an artist be like, I just heard my song on the radio? Right? Like, bro, that shit happened. When was the last time you saw an artist that said, I just heard my song on Spotify? That doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
it don't happen.
It's a different feeling when it's in somebody else's hands and your shit is still getting played. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. All right, well, that's what it is. That's the value of radio. It's important. It's expansive. It's steroids. You're in the gym a long time. It's fucking steroids.
Yep.
All right, so this next one, artist name, I don't know if it's Nana or Nana.
This is submission 6, and guys, this will be our last submission, right?
Yeah.
This will be our last submission, and I just want to say
we're gonna start charging you after this shit.
Yeah, because this is some really expensive knowledge that we are dropping for free.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's levels to this, and there's barriers, and we are stripping that down for everyone to get a piece of what you might need to do. So this is submission number 6, and then guys, after that, it's gonna be a wrap. We've been able to do this thing for a fucking hour and a half, which I would love to continue to do this because you guys have just so much incredible energy. But with that being said, let me just last time introduce myself again. I'm Noah Shear, Def Jam Recordings, Rhythm, Lifestyle Promotion, and you got that Los Angeles Lakers, guys. I don't know if I can express that enough. We have a duo who literally takes your record and turns it into a thing when they choose to do so. And that's factual.
Thank you, man.
No doubt. It's real. It's a powerful fucking thing to have at your disposal, and you got it. But anyway, let's go back to number 6. We got a question. The song Nana is the name of the artist.
Yeah, Nana, and here's the song. Song is called Pull Up.
Pull Up, Nana.
Hand on my dog while you die. living. It's been a cool minute since I felt this way. You were so different and I like it. Cause you a real nigga that don't do anything for me. Call you up like, baby, where you at? Could we meet? You like it, I'm on my way, what you want to eat? You give me this feeling I didn't know I could see. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. It feels like I'm in the sea. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. It feels like I'm in the sea. Baby, just you and me.
I like that.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that.
I like that a lot. It's got that, you know, LMA vibe to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. It felt to me that one also feels like some West Coast shit.
You could play that also in the meeting. That's ready to go in the meeting.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You
Good
know?
tempo. Good tempo too.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
No, I have a question for you.
Oh, please. Okay.
Because a few of these artists, they've had unique spellings in their title of their music or their name, right? Like she had an E in Pull Up, right? Do you guys encourage, discourage, or ever find any confusion with people searching for music on stream services, right? DSPs, and do you try to does that ever come up in conversation? Like it should be the easiest to find, based on searches on spelling, or does that not even come up?
I mean, in terms of, because it's rampant these days, right? With the way people spell their names. Like we were early on with Ludacris being spelled differently and Fabulous being spelled differently, but there wasn't too many of them being spelled differently, right? And now everybody's got a different, you know, 10K Cash with 2 A's, right? Like we have an artist who's super dope that everyone needs to check out named Cash Page, 2 A's, right? I just think as a fan, like they're just trying to be different. It's important for those names to stick based on how they, again, I go back to how they feel. And in terms of searching for it, like for us to go back to you and be like, yo, you should drop your A so people can search and find you. Like that's just inauthentic, man. And
but what about, is it a conversation with stream services, like to make anything easier, or is, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And so, you know, in terms of streaming services and how it flows, like, again, I don't know the back end, and I'll be honest, like it's not my world to do streaming, and our girl Theta, who runs the commerce department for Def Jam, would know about all of that in terms of when they type in. But you got to think that when they type in the name and the first couple of letters pull up, there's a list of artists that will show, right? So you hope you get with the streaming provider and you explain to them that because this is different, hopefully there's a way for them to be inserted into an algorithm that pulls up their name when it's being searched. But you're right, like it makes it a challenge to find certain artists when the names aren't spelled right based on what we're like or the name of the song isn't right. So it is a conversation that has to be had, and at some point offline, we'll get on with, I'll find out from Theta exactly what they do in terms of making sure that a Cash Page with 2 A's gets found rather than CASH. Like what is that process? It's a very good question, and one that I'm not 100% positive on, but I don't think that artists should worry about making their name look right just to appeal to being able to be searched for. I think again, they just got to go for it.
All right, and so Nana or Nana, I'm not sure. Her question is, what do you look for in an artist? And me jumping in real quick. I mean, I feel like this is like one thing that I've touched on like 12 times today is authenticity. Is, you know, that to me, you know, making shit look like it's not forced. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing shit that looks forced, to me, see that. Yeah, to me, listen, I'm gonna use 6ix9ine as an example. Like everybody thought like that shit was hilarious, but like I never found him funny. I don't know. And on top of that, the you know, gang banging shit, I knew from the jump that he was not authentic. Like you would just tell.
You found him funny in the other way.
Exactly. Goofy. You know, I found him goofy. So yeah, you know, shit like that just always rubs me the wrong way, man. And you know, so being authentic is important to me, man. You know, just that's
that was forced. And if you notice, you know, obviously he went away, but like we could feel it and it was like a staged event, right? It was like produced and
Yeah.
created to be that, and then served to us rather than it just being natural, right? And maybe it
yeah
was natural in the beginning, but somebody saw that and said you should do X, Y, and Z to change that and
yeah.
become more that.
And
So
and
be
and
yeah, go
and
ahead.
to me, that shit fucked a lot of, you know, obviously it, trust me, it he ate off of that shit. Like he got paid being goofy. You know what I'm saying? So, but it also fucked a lot of things up for him, I feel like, because speaking for myself, I don't have no 6ix9ine music in my laptop. I don't give a fuck how good the song was. Like when you're out here disrespecting like people that I consider friends, you know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? It's just like
100%.
I just can't get
It's
down like that.
unnecessary, man. And then all the people behind them they're hired, man. Like nothing's real. And
Yeah,
it just didn't feel right. So you're talking looking for an artist, you need to be genuine. You need to have some authenticity. You
yeah,
can't be
Right.
yeah,
like you could
exactly.
have that pop of success, but then guess what happens? You go to jail because of some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and even because even bro, I remember the fucking what was the Nicki Minaj record?
The Fifi
Fifi,
record.
Fifi.
Fifi, yeah.
Like I remember the first time I heard that before it came out, I was like, God damn, like this shit is a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is a fucking smash. But I was like, fuck that. I'm still not playing that shit. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm
He
saying? Like,
disrespected he disrespected a lot of people on our coast for no reason. And
yeah.
and karma came back to bite him. But
Oh, in a
I mean,
real way. In a
I
real
think
way.
I think just for me, for an artist, what we look for, what I look for, the artist got to be talented first and foremost.
Of course, of course.
Right, the music's got to be right. They got to have some sort of semblance of being a star, right? They got to be able to be somebody like. And I go back to Kanye because I'll be honest, we were fortunate enough to have Kanye early days signed to Def Jam, and when he walked in a room, you just knew
Right.
something was different, right? You just felt everybody who met Kanye felt it was different and so he was tapping into his true authenticity and to his true self. And I think that as an artist, we need artists that are pure, talented as fuck, pure, can actually make great records. And I also like artists that have developed their own thing in their own city and
Yeah.
have created a little buzz for themselves. You know, there are artists that get plucked out of nowhere because they're talented and they become a thing, and that's more production and whatever, and that maybe happens in the world of pop and other places. But with hip hop, it needs to be authentic and it needs to really, exude naturally, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
Freddie, I don't know how you feel about that
I mean, yeah,
in
I
terms of
feel
artists.
pretty much feel the same way. I mean, that authenticity word is the one. You know, it's like because you'll see through it. People will see through it fast if you're just trying to make the current hot thing. You know what I mean? And I've always from my love for hip hop has always been people who paint a picture for me that it's like for me it's like watching a movie. You know that I'm whether it was Nas, Jay-Z, YG's first album, Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City. You know, some of my favorite albums have just been amazing pictures that stayed with me. So I always Nip is the same way. It's like the artists that I gravitate to are the most authentic, organic, and true to themselves. Either that I could relate to or am just really interested and intrigued by their story. I think having a story is important.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
obviously the most important thing, like you both touched on, is having quality
Good music.
material. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just expect to be authentic and a good person, but make shitty music and expect it to work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like obviously the music has to be good. And then it needs to be a complete package, man.
Yeah, I mean that's how it works for us. If the music is right, and it stands out, and that's how you get your hits. And that's when and I go back to Savage. Savage was great. You add Beyonce to that, it makes it a smash. You feel that differently than you feel other records, and it
Mm-hmm.
is a feeling. So artists need to strive for that greatness. You can't just accept what you feel like you put out and then you're good to go. You need to really make sure that when you're putting it out, it is actually at its top level quality and that you're fully comfortable with it. And then you continue on that process. And one of those things, if you care enough and you continue to go, are going to end up being the one for you that gets it going, right? And you
Yeah.
just got to stay hungry and stay at it
Yeah.
and never give up, like you
Yeah.
guys have. And
Yeah.
like I have,
For many
I knew I
years.
wanted to do this. You guys knew you wanted to do this, and you just stay at it and you stay positive. And that's
Yo,
just really what it
and
is.
that's the thing, like bro, we didn't, you know what I'm saying? When speaking of staying at it, when we started the Leakers, we didn't get like our own show on Power 106. It took 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't fucking
the next day.
Yeah, like it didn't happen. It didn't take a year. It didn't take 2. It took 10 fucking years of us like really, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever we could, doing mixtapes, fucking DJing clubs, you know, and really building a brand to finally.
Right. You had to do what record labels have to do with music, build it up through the clubs and get it on your radar. So then you guys could take notice. You guys, as the Leakers, had to build it up, get it on the radar of this person, Jimmy Steele, at that particular time. Yeah. Shout out to Jimmy Steele, who's in Chicago now. Who I remember going in all the time when I would speak to him and be like, what are you doing with Creddy and Milk? Like, those guys are like uncovered gems. Like, they didn't see it right away, man. And you know what? We all knew it would get there, but he didn't see it. And then he put it there. And who's the #1 show in LA right now at night?
Oh, Milk, talk to the people.
Listen,
man, you gonna tee it up like, hey,
yeah, I just want to know. I just want to know.
Listen, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty fucking sure that since we have taken over the night show, we've had the #1 show. So, you know, the motherfucking LA Leakers, don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And listen, on that note, like, I don't think there's any more to say. I could talk to you guys literally. We could do a marathon. Again, Nip, rest in peace, on this shit. We could do because we have so much. Like, yo, I just do want to flex a little more when we had Rihanna come through to that Guys and Dolls situation together.
Wow.
When we had, that was a movie. Right? Like, she heard her song in the club for the first time when we did that.
Was that Diamonds? What song was that at the time?
No. It was.
Oh, no.
Bitch Better Have My Money, was it?
No. It was before that. It was was it Rude Boy?
It was like 2015 or something like that. Whatever that was. It was like Work.
Oh shit, the Jeezy record.
Like Work, right?
Work. No, not Work. No. What was the Jeezy record?
Oh man,
it was before. Huh? It was Hard. Wasn't it
Hard? Yeah, it was called Hard.
All right, there it is. I honestly don't remember. All I remember is posted up in the club. Rihanna wanted to go through the Guys and Dolls. You guys were DJing that night, and we made a movie happen. Yeah, and these are the types of things we could talk about for hours on end because we have all of those moments, and we haven't touched on them. And I just wanted to bring that up because Rihanna happens to be the baddest girl on the planet.
I was just about to say, bro, she is so goddamn fine.
Right. So should we use this platform? Listen, there's been about an average of 300 plus, and I'm sure it's like over 7,000 total people, and maybe 10,000 have watched this overall. But yo, Riri.
Bring the music.
We need it, right?
No, we need the music.
We need it. Not me selfishly financially. The culture needs it. Yeah, Fenty's popping, but we need it.
The people need the music, man. Real quick, yo, Noah, can I ask you something?
You can ask me whatever, man. I mean, we can stay on forever. I mean, listen, we have another 23 minutes till we shut down.
All right. So have you ever gotten like played by an artist? Not I mean, like, not played, but like punked. You know what I'm saying? By a Def Jam artist, like you did something wrong. They're like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how often does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened, right? Like, artists look at you crazy and sideways. But being punked by an artist, I'll be honest, here's one thing that transpired to me that really pissed me off. And this is just par for the course with this guy, and everyone gets it. But DMX, right? DMX just didn't give a fuck. And he had, he had the hardest music in the world, right? Like, DMX was at one point like that dude, right? And he's always going to be iconic to that point. But man, we were told to set up promotions, right? We'd have people we had a tent outside in the parking lot. We had a barbecue set up. We had like over 150 people, winners, seats, chairs. People were working effort, right? And your man was in DC. I'm in DC. He's in DC, and he's on promo. And we confirmed this promotion based on what the artist gave us a yes. And he just didn't show up, man. And you know where he was? He was in a diner, chilling, eating food, just wow. And it was on the schedule. And so did I get punked? Yeah, I got punked because I'm sitting there in the program director's office and in the music director's office, and I confirmed this promotion, and DMX is doing me dirty, and I've gone so hard for the guy. So I need every artist out here to understand, especially if you're listening. There are people like me and Milk and Creddy and hundreds of others that are going so ham for your shit. When you decide to not do something or show up late or blow something off, it really hurts us, and then it hurts the other people involved, and then it hurts everything else. Like, they promote a piece on air. How many people listen to that? And then it doesn't show? Yeah. And then it's bad on you. And then guess what? Karma hits and you have bad energy. And then your career goes left and you go to jail or something like that. Like I don't know how many more. If you get anything out of this 2 hour or an hour and a half, whatever, IG inbox talk, like energy. Do not throw negativity around or it will hurt you at some point when you least expect. You could be career popping and then all of a sudden something goes left because you fucked up along the way in the past. So that's just my advice, man.
Who's an example of an artist who does totally get it, and every time you need them, they're there for you for the right reasons? Probably a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, every artist goes and does it for a moment. And then at some point, they're like, dude, I've done it so many times. I've done it around 3 or 4 times. I'm done. But in the beginning, Rihanna did everything we asked, every single thing we asked. She went to San Bernardino, guys.
Wow.
Rihanna. I mean.
IE, what up?
Yeah, IE, what up? Right? Like Big Sean did everything for a long time. Kanye did everything for a long time. Bieber did everything for a long time. Currently, Alessia does everything. Danny Lay does everything right now, currently, from a new artist perspective. She's amazing. And, Creddy, something I do want to touch on is when you guys, from a production standpoint, see something and feel something and hear something, and then you get attached to it, and then what? You hit me out of the blue, and you were like, yo, I really like this record. And we were working this Easy record, right, featuring Chris Brown. Yeah. And it was doing really well, but we were hitting that spot where it was slow and it needed something. And you came out of nowhere, and you're like, yo, I really want to do something to this record. Yeah. So without permission, right, which is what happens a lot, you messed around with it.
Right.
Which is good. Sure. Like, all good, right?
Yeah.
And it came back incredible, and that record became a thing across the U.S. We made it official. We put it up on the DSPs. Danny co-signed it, and it really became – and again, I don't want to speak on it, but it might have been your first official label remix with an artist, and that really helped us get that record into the top 10. And I need you to understand that. Thank you. I thank you for that.
Thank you, thank Danny, and thank you to the whole Def Jam team for giving us that opportunity. Because that was a very, very special moment in 2019, and like the first one, like you said, the first one. And Noah, you've been a part of so many firsts for Milk and myself that helped us. Like even going back to the Rihanna story when you brought her by Guys and Dolls, which there's a big value for an artist like that to walk into a club. They get paid a lot of money to do that. And you did that, like called us up like, yo, where y'all DJing at tonight? I want to bring Rihanna through. When we don't have a radio show or anything, that does a lot for us in the building the next day when we go to work. If we DJ'd with Rihanna and Def Jam, you know what I mean? So Danny Lay, same thing. I mean, that helps us jumpstart the conversation so many times. From that point on, but also too, like it's a good message to some of the DJs and producers who might be in the chat that that was us trying to create like a record that we like, but it was a little challenging for us to play on our show. Don't give up, you know what I mean? Find creative ways to maybe produce a remix that you can play in your club set or on your radio show, and it gives you a unique and it gives you a chip that nobody else holds, at least when you design it like that. Yeah,
it's incredible. And so the artists need to extend to the community to some extent. There are exceptions to the rule, right? Uzi Vert might be one of those exceptions to the rule. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but majority of it ain't that easy, man. Not everybody's got the skill set like Mike. Like Mike was great. Mike Jordan, we're talking MJ, but he needed to elevate and he needed to become better and work harder to get there, right? And not everybody just has it, and he was able to do it and get to that level. And I think with artists, like, a couple just have it and it goes, but you got to put in that work and you got to do the cycle and the circuit. And you're right. Going through a club for free to take care of people who might not be on the radio at that time, who don't have a show, but at some point you invest in them because what they're going to do later on. It's about being tactical, man. Anybody who's short-sighted, who looks right there, please change your thinking. You got to look past the trees, man. It's not about that maneuver. It's about how that maneuver will affect you and help you later on down the road. And another shout out, just real quick, for somebody who does everything for us, to a couple of artists, right? New guys that you just please put on your radar. Fredo Bang. Yo, seriously, and I appreciate you guys because you don't really know Fredo that well, and you brought him on the show and you did something with Fredo, and he's got the #1 album on Heat Seekers right now. Just put it out, the most hated mixtape. He's the #1 breakthrough artist on Rolling Stone right now. I just want to let everyone know that he's got the #1 trending video with Moneybagg Yo. He's featured on that record. Like, I need everyone to understand that Fredo Bang is up next, whether you've seen it yet or not. It's about being tactical and looking past the trees. Okay.
Yeah.
There's other artists out there like Bo Young Prince in DC, Rep to DC. He does everything for us. So there's a lot of great artists out there who are positive and do their thing. And I can't shout everybody out. I'm gonna miss a lot of people, and I don't want to piss anybody off. But yeah, man, it's about just being authentic, being great, being yourself, being friendly, making great music, and fucking with the right people and doing things for the future, not for the now.
Yeah, bro. Well said.
Hey, listen, I don't know if we appreciate you having us on, man. You shout out the whole Def Jam family. We hope those of y'all that tuned in, you know, were able to pick up some gems. If y'all weren't, then fuck, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
tried.
And those who got airplay or IG play today, congratulations.
Yeah, man, great work.
Those records
Hey,
all knock.
And listen, we're gonna clean a couple of those records up and for sure play them on our radio show, because we heard some amazing shit today. So you know, we have all those songs saved, so we're definitely gonna take a couple of those and clean them up and play them on our show. We're on every night on Power 106 in Los Angeles, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. West Coast time. And you know, if you don't live in LA, if you don't get Power 106, you could download the app and listen to us from wherever the fuck you're at, man.
All over the world.
Right.
And just know that there's inbox every week, Def Jam Live, right? IG inbox every week, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. The submission email, as you all know, and let me just pull it up real quick just so you guys have it, because this is always it, defjam.theinbox@umusic.com. defjam.theinbox@umusic.com. I'm Noah Shear from Def Jam Recordings.
We can't
These
see
are
you,
the
bro.
legends.
Noah, put the camera.
Okay, hold up, bro. I flipped it by mistake. Okay. Oh, you see my sunglasses and you see some candles and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right,
I see
hold
some
up.
hand sanitizer, maybe.
Hold up. I gotta flip this. This is crazy. Listen, guys, I think I gotta end this shit now, man. Because the flip fucked me up. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yo, we appreciate you all tremendously. I love the leakers. I love y'all so much for doing this and giving me a piece of your time. You could have been anywhere at this moment. You came to Def Jam and you dropped some gems, and we appreciate that.
Yeah,
and we want to have you back, and we're going to do this again. And thank you for your time. For real.
And real quick, I want to let the people know you can keep up with us, laleakers.com, laleakers.com. Instagram is LALeakers. Twitter is the LA Leakers. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And
by the way, both of y'all have fire merch. I don't know if y'all like merch. I personally like merch. And the Creddy merch, the Creddy merch is crazy, right? Congratulations on all that. And the Sour Milk merch is equally as crazy because he took old school Def Jam records.
Yeah, I collaborated with Def Jam on the merch, man. So big up to Def Jam for doing that with me.
Fire. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So, guys, again, we could talk forever, but you guys are the best, and I appreciate y'all tremendously. This has been really informative for everybody and for myself. I thank you. Salute. Def Jam, the inbox. Yo, one last. We got to do one last one of these. All right, on the way out.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. It's been a legendary moment for me, man. I thank y'all tremendously. Okay, and everyone be safe out there. Mask up. Wear some gloves. All right, social distance, and hopefully we'll be out of this thing with a vaccine soon and some treatments. We love.
Exactly.
Peace, brother. Yeah. Peace, man.
Peace.
I don't know how to